Check, check, check. Is this thing on? Shout out to everybody here on the live. Let's go, baby. We are back. Monday, a whole new day, ready to kick butt. 71,650. Shout out to the shorts making money. Remember, there's money to be made either way here in these charts. Never be discouraged. There's money out here. Sad for the long-term Bitcoin holders. Not the happiest thing to see, but it is what it is, you know. Price action is what it is, and it's still not below 60,000. Let's take a deep breath. Some people are freaking out. I saw SIREN this morning inside the flag, and then it just got away from me. It's the thing that's ripping, though. But again, maybe pay attention. It might consolidate there. S&P futures basically hit another all-time high, retracing a little bit, but looking oh so bullish. It isn't a bit of a rising wedge, though. We're going to get back to that later on in the stream. I was long last night. Not a good look for me. I aped along that, you know, but again, I'll tell you, you know, everyone kind of knew what I was doing last night. I was going for that daily, praying that daily candle was going to be, you know, that engulfing candle was going to hold us down. Actually, I did what I was supposed to do. I longed the bullish engulfing candle. It just should have taken the 4-hour flag. And I did say the 4 hours in a bear flag, and so was the 8 hours. So it was up to me to take it. You can even see a bit of a shoulder, head right shoulder there. The 50-minute made that M pattern last night, too, on the stream. It didn't look good. Right here, right? That's an M. That tells you something ain't going right, right? And we took a dump. Right now, we're at 71,600. Let's take a look at kind of where that keeps us and where we could be going right now, just on the smaller time frames. I mean, I see Bear City. Kind of looks like we're entering into another descending triangle, and we'll just keep making descending triangles until we don't. That's what I learned about these bear moves, man. Just like a bull move. That looks like I delete everything and just look at it clean, but that looks like it's dumping. It's a descending triangle right there. No reversal. You know, it doesn't look amazing. The only thing is the 21's getting a little far from the 200, but, you know, but that tells me Bitcoin's likely going to go lower. 70,389 for BTC. I feel like this is the same song in a row. Oh, yeah, you go. Oh, yeah, one was the instrumental, one wasn't. Yeah, I get it. That looks like we may go lower. It's attempting a rounded bottom. There's some bull div here. Swings up while this swings down. But bullish divergence, I'll tell you, in very bearish times, is only as good as the resistance. So you have a bounce, you'll get bullish divergence. It'll just take you right to, you will get a bounce. Don't get me wrong. You will. Look, you bounce from 71.6 up to 71.9. Even almost 72,000. You got a bounce. But you always get rejected by the previous bounce on the flip side, right? So if this was support, it becomes resistance. So here we stand, and this is no good for Bitcoin. I mean, we talked about the bigger idea. The monthly close was not a good sign, and it took us down, folks. It took us down. So not a good look what's happening right now for Bitcoin. Struggling in Dublin. Not looking good for the bulls. Let's take a look. Is there still a Hail Mary out there? Even me, the perma bull, right? And I'll admit it, I am super bullish. I'll be the one guy that will call the reversal, but dang, I mean, look at this. I sat here this morning. I've talked about this many, many times. This will be like I don't know how many times, but we've gone over it. So this candle, we were looking for to close green. Very important that it did. We did not want a fail. That's a swing failure pattern. A red candle next to a green one with the wick higher. It's a known reversal pattern. On a big time frame, it's a runaway zone. Like, I mean, every single time I've seen it, we've taken a dump. This tells me a dump is likely coming. Bitcoin is likely going to make a lower low and take out these lows here at 60K. I can't guarantee it, but it's becoming more and more likely. Right now, we have our last resort there before our dump down to about 67,000. And this is monthly support, so we lose monthly at 71,280. We're going right here to 67,005. You know, this candle opened where at, it closed at right there, 67.5. Yeah, exactly. 67.5 would be our next target. We lose 67.5, 64, and then you're talking 59,000. You lose that, there's a nasty drop to 46. You lose that, you're hanging at 38. You lose that, it's 34. You lose that, it's 30, you know. And again, why am I talking so recklessly? I mean, the only thing is I'm just really a simple guy. I trade simple patterns. And I believe what I see, right? The daily was at a head and shoulder. I said we should open up a head short. The daily dumped, right? Head short's in the money. Not easy to do. Trading the daily is not easy. You have to kind of pull back and just not let your emotions get caught up by the day in and day out movements. You got to let like a week go by. But I mean, that's just a measured move. I'm not trying to be crazy. I'm making sure I'm not in logarithmic or anything, you know. But seriously, that's the measured move. Bring it down. I could go find candle body to be nice, but it's usually wick to wick. You know, still conservative is 14,000 BTC. It's a head and shoulder pattern, folks. I don't know what to say. You know, this one played out exactly like it was supposed to. And I think people thought the same thing up here. Like, that's not going to go down to the lows. 13,000. I mean, we went pretty low. We went from 66 all the way down. Can we go from 126? I mean, we get a 786 retracement every bear market. It would say 38,005 would be the stop. 38K would be the low for BTC. You know, and you see me, I haven't been buying huge amounts of Bitcoin anymore. I bought when the fear was at 5. I'm still a bit confused. I'll tell you why. I mean, they have, the market is in such a odd sense, to be honest. You say institutions are buying on-chain data, but then you see that the ETFs are shucking, you know, they've been shucking off, selling off more Bitcoin than ever. So the ETF has outflowed more BTC in the last 2 weeks than since it started, right? They've been just offloading BTC, selling it, you know. On-chain data institutions have been gobbling it up. People have been buying it. People believe in it. We'll see what happens. It's a head and shoulder. This would have to reverse here. This candle would have to turn into some type of fake out. We'd have to be, in the next 2-3 months, we'd have to be kind of on our way out of here. If this makes a right shoulder in the next month or two, and then 3 months from now, we're down here. I mean, maybe 38,000, we could bounce at 45, but it's telling me we're in for some lower lows. And again, Sam, you were the guy. 95%, there was a bottom. I'll be honest, when the 2-week chart is below the stochastics and you hit 5 on the fear and greed, I don't see how that's not a bottom. So I'm the date, you know, my long-term data is conflicting with price action right now. Price action's telling me we're going down. My long-term data says that doesn't make sense. That doesn't complete the process. So I can't tell you. It's a very strange time to be alive, I have to be honest. All you could do is trade through it. You know, take your pieces, you know, if you have a system or a style, trade it. You know, if you like swing trading, day trading, you know, if you do the 1 minute, whatever you do, stick to it and keep doing it. You know, there's been good money in the bigger markets, so there's, you know, we could take these strategies and move them right in to the stock market, right into anything. You could trade anything you put your mind to out here. So remember that too. I'm a little close to the screen. Usually I'm, hold on here, let me fix this. Usually I'm a little out there, right? There we go. And no matter what the markets are doing, it's good to stay healthy. I am not sponsored by any way or any of this stuff. And I always hit the bottom because I find the whatever the stuff is tends to stick at the bottom. I give it a nice couple taps. I see all the ginger at that bottom there. Really get it off. And then I go extra just for fun, right? I get all the ginger off the bottom. Anyway, taking a ginger shot here. Hope it doesn't explode on me. If it's refrigerated right and taken care of, it should not. Shot of ginger, man. Stay healthy no matter what's happening in these markets. Got some cayenne pepper in there, too. Oh, yeah. Woo. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. All right. I feel that kick, baby. So, you know, could the weekly dig in here? I mean, it's extreme bearishness. The 3-day chart I've never seen, you know. Can the monthly stop the pain here? Can we hang out above 71,280? Can we hold monthly support? That's monthly support. It's strong. Whenever 2 candles close on the monthly, you got to respect it. Bigger support down here at 61,250. And right there at that 66.7. Do you take profits on your short or do you stay in the short? That's the question for today for Bitcoin, right? 2-week chart closed that bearish candle. Told us that there was no good. We watched it for 2 weeks. We knew once that closed bearish engulfing, 90% chance the next candle is going to be a nasty red candle. It is what it is, folks. I'm sorry to say. These are just the facts. Nasty, right? And again, where is that going? Well, the length of the pole. Swing from breakout, and it's about $53,000, $54,000 Bitcoin. That 2-week 200 moving average. Did Bitcoin break the 2-week 200? I'll look at it on the. I got to look at it on an all-time history index, and we'll take a look at that 2-week 200 moving average. Got very close in the last bear markets. It tapped it, so it might be our bottom point. We might bottom on that 2-week 200. We never did break it. Right now it's at 44,000, telling you that maybe that $14,000 Bitcoin is unlikely. Bitcoin has never lost the 2-week 200, right? A chance this is kind of the consolidation. Maybe we dump, come back up, you know, and we get close to it right there, somewhere at about maybe a little lower. We do take out these lows. So there's some hope here that that's going to be our bottom. Somewhere around $50,000 to $54,000 Bitcoin, near the 2-week 200 moving average. There's just, you know what I mean? There's some high probability. The weekly, we have lost it, but only, you know, I mean, once you lose it, look, 23 down to about 17,000, you know. So, I mean, that's 7,000. That's 30%. So if we were to lose 30% from when we hit the 200, and we should hit the 200 like something like this. We might hit it like there. We might double bottom off the 200 moving average, to be honest. You can see it's going to be here now. It will be 65. If we lose 30%, we'd be talking, you know, a $45,000 Bitcoin. So it's telling us that in all logic, you know, unless we see something we've never seen before, which is, I'm open-minded. I mean, it's, you never know. That Bitcoin can't really go lower than $44,000 to $55,000, like somewhere in this region. So we're close to the bottom. You know what I mean? We're close. Bitcoin dumping as we speak right now. Let's take a look at that idea that we had on that 5-minute time frame. Said it was going to dump out the descending triangle. Looks like it's about to go lower. Here we're live on WEEX. Shout out to anyone trading on WEEX. If you want to trade, we trade exclusively here on WEEX every single day. That's where I do my spot trading. That's where I accumulate Bitcoin on the low. And how about my favorite Chinese coin, man? Banging on them to the upside. Beyond life, man. One of my picks is the hottest coin right now in the game at 62 cents. We got in at 37. Shout out anyone I kept talking about. I said, hey, I don't want to push you into high-risk memes. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I say and do should be taken as such. But in March, it was 4 cents. The thing has done over a 10x. I mean, it's crazy. It's sitting at 62, and it's been holding its market cap when it gets the pump. So we'll see. I mean, that's massive gains. Right? Anyway, I got in at 37. Why? Well, I started looking at price action, and to me, it looked like it was going to move. I don't know how to find the ticker. I have to go to CoinMarketCap, and then I just click on the WEEX. I click on the WEEX link, right here, and it will take me to the, and you can see I had the ticker out here. But that's, it's funny. That's how I have to find it, because I don't speak Chinese, and I don't have a Chinese keyboard. I can't even write in the ticker. You know what I mean? Ni hao ma, man. Shout out to my Chinese traders. Anyone who speaks Chinese here on the stream, let me know. Be cool to know what's going down. If you can help me out, I'd appreciate it. Right? I'm in the AMC call. I hope you're doing well with that. Lab just exploded. Right? Yeah. Got a beautiful pump on oil. Interesting. Welcome to the Crypto LIFRX channel. No matter what your ability, effort ignites the ability and turns it into accomplishment. Join the trading group. Amen. Look at that beautiful pump to the upside there at 70 cents. I mean, we got to 70 cents. Crazy. So it basically almost did a double up. What comes up must come down. Maybe I take some profits on this. I'll look at it, but dang. BINANCE Life. Beyond Life. Banging to the upside. Let's get back to the long-term Bitcoin analysis. I'm just messing with you. Analysis. 71,500, which ain't bad if you think about it in the long term. But damn, man, those highs at 126 were so beautiful. I still can't believe the day I got off the plane in Singapore, that was it. It's so weird. The day I left, we started this massive pump, right? It was, the whole thing is, on the 29th of September, we started pumping, man. It's weird, man. The day I left to Singapore, we started ripping. I was just tossing trades in on big time frames. I was buying green candles next to red ones and just letting them sit for hours at a time. And it was amazing. I'm just still, and then the day I got off the plane, I do the live stream. We're getting in at 10:30. It's 9:50 or something. I have to end the stream. I sell the top. Just it was a local trade. I was in here and it popped up. I said, it's time to get out. We got out. That was it. That was the top of the market. That sell that I made on Starlink while I was on Qatar Airlines coming in to my, Orlando? Yeah, Orlando International. Yeah, insane. Anyway, the weekly made a bear flag. It made a tweezer top. Flip it upside down, just like we long tweezer bottoms, right? Short the tweezer top, and there it is. I mean, to the downside on the weekly there. And, there's a hope we were going to hold that 200 moving average, but the weekly took a nasty dump. And then this week has started all this red came in the last 48 hours. You know what I mean? Shout out from work, blasting the life for out loud. I love this channel. God bless you, man. Stay positive. Keep pushing. I've gone through some of the most negative times in my life, and I remind myself the lows of my life have created the highs. If I'm going through a low, that means there's a bigger high coming. And maybe in a year or maybe in 2 years. Sometimes the lows are longer than you think too. Sometimes the lows last 2-3 years. They come and go, man. You can be as positive as you want. Sometimes life throws you lemons, man. Sometimes it's tough. Almost all the time it's tough, man. It never ends. My dad used to say this to me all the time. It never ends, man. I don't know what to tell you. It only gets harder. You know what I mean? The older you get, it even gets harder, so you better prepare, my dad used to tell me. It's not going to get any easier. Your kids get you older, more issues, more things, right? And you get older. So if this is the beginning of the drop, it turns out the monthly actually faked out. It could be the first time we got to fake out the second time. I mean, the monthly did it the other time. It did make a right shoulder, right? 3-day chart just collapsing. Just like it's kind of like it's an odd occurrence, right? But and again, I pull the Fibonacci here and say, we're still digging in. Now we're at the 618.65. I mean, 71.5 is the key area. There's some support or resistance right here. If we're going to bounce around this area, right? Big bottoms 1 year after the all-time high. The cycle is going much faster than people realize. The bears are going to be upset when they don't get 30 to 40K. I love hearing that because I want to believe in it, but I don't know what's going to happen. I'd love if that's true, my friend. Really nice place to possibly take a you're at that 618 Fibonacci golden pocket retracement after such a big pump. But man, I've been going after these bounces and we haven't been getting them. Yeah. You look at the daily, and the daily I see a slanted head and shoulder right there. I see a shoulder, a head, I see another right shoulder. That just, yikes. It's got a measured move to the downside. 65.5. Right back to the bottom, baby. And again, maybe the weekly turns into a double bottom. But we're very oversold the daily, too. That's why I loaned the daily yesterday. I was like, man, this thing's going to bounce. Like, look how low it is. And it had a cup and handle here. It had the bullish engulfing candle. I was drinking the Kool-Aid, my own Kool-Aid, And I was looking for the 22 to hold the 200 moving average. Didn't happen. We got nada. I mean, there was a head and shoulder right there. It was kind of, there was bearishness in the air. I knew. Should have had both going on. Woulda, shoulda, coulda is what it is. Only lost 989, which ain't bad. So I didn't get liquidated for thousands of dollars. But hey, I mean, nasty. And again, at the end of the day, I mean, that's a bear flag, right? It is what it is. 8 hour, you're about to get a death cross. Shoulder, head, right shoulder. You see it? Like, it doesn't have to be perfect. Your brain just has to even smell it out somewhat. I mean, to me, this hasn't even broken the neckline yet, suggesting that you're going to get a drop, right? I know the goal here isn't to figure out the market. It makes zero sense that stocks are soaring. We are numbing. I mean, it does. Bitcoin's just doing its own thing. I just look at TA. To me, it makes perfect sense. Shoulder, head, right shoulder right there. Like, I just look at technical analysis. You know what I mean? I just look at technical analysis. Yeah. I meant to ask Gosh, you're little with the lungs and pneumonia. Hope all's well. She's doing really good. We know exactly what to do, too. The second she gets a little sick, the night before last night, she threw up in the middle of the night. And I thought, but by the next morning, she was fine. Something just must not have sat well with her. It's weird, though, right? When she has a reaction, you're wondering what's going on. Sam, look at the big frame BTC heat map. Yeah. Joe, it's so simple, man. Just all you have to do is go through, it sucks. They make you go through just a little more hardcore KYC and you'll get your money. Everyone does. I backtested, over 30 different people. So don't stress. You don't have any money stock. You got to be willing to do a little more to get it. That's all. It actually makes perfect sense. The stock market's soaring. The stock market is hype right now with AI tech and money goes to where the hype is. So it makes sense. Yeah, exactly. I have two and they could be as sick as a non, hang a nap, and they'd be ready to hit the pool. I give anything to rebound that quick. I know, right? So can Bitcoin hold 71.5? I don't see any strong bull div. If anything, I see the shoulder, head, right shoulder. And it could honestly be an entry point for a short. It is a little late to get into the long. For me, I'm going to wait till Monday night. I'm just not going to overtrade. I just made a big move in my life. I move, twice a year. And I live in different areas. And I made a big move, and it just kind of changed my whole setting. And it kind of takes me some time to get settled in. And I always I don't know what it is. Last few times I've moved, I've overtraded. And I never liked my results. So I decided this time I'm just going to trade less. And I said, people are going to snicker. People are going to say whatever. But I'm just going to trade a little less until I get situated and I feel complete in where I'm at. You know, that makes any sense to anybody? Maybe it doesn't. I don't know. But it's kind of what my mind told me to do, so I'm doing it. As I lose money, last night I got rocked, you know. That's funny. But again, see, it's like, it's going to take me a couple days. You know, that's like a simple short too, man. It's a simple bear flag. Flip it upside down. It's the 21 above the 200. We trade that all day long. You know, that's my signal. Just trade the signal, man. Even I sometimes wonder what I'm doing, right? With my own brain. I'm like, come on, man. Giving my 1-year-old swimming lessons today. God bless everyone. Oh, that's going to be great. Take it easy, one step at a time. Don't demand a lot. Just let them get acclimated. Yeah. Sam, you got years of trading. I have years and years of nature health remedies. I'm all about sharing my knowledge, sir. Much love. God bless you. Thank you. Need to get acclimated. Slow is smooth. Smooth is fast. Check the test for... Yeah. Pretty funny. It will maybe be a family member years later. A good laugh for sure. I hope, yeah. You have amazing insight and you're successful following your instincts. Sounds like your confidence is low. It does. Your confidence gets low as a trader sometimes. It happens. I'm telling you the facts of life. I've been doing this for 20 years. Sometimes your confidence will get low. You're not going to be 100% every day of your life. If you trade for 2,000 days, there might be a month where you get low confidence. There might be a time where you just got to remind yourself to stay the course. Don't overtrade. You'll get back into your system if you have a good one, and things will kind of start to pan out. But you got to stay positive. And I like that you just said that because that's what happens. This is facts. That's why this show's not about being amazing. This show's about showing all the vulnerabilities that a trader goes through and not hiding it. Everyone else loves to hide it. Oh, you know, dude, it's tough. You can get into a rut. You can have 5 losses in a row. It's not fun. Trading can be so difficult on the mind. All I know is I'm not a quitter, man. And I'm not going to quit. So, someone says, is trading worth it? That's why I believe trading's worth it if you have a long-term plan and you stick to your long-term goals. You know. Giant Panama flag explodes in... Oh, interesting. You know. You're good enough, you're smart enough, and gosh damn it, you're worth it. I know, I love that. Smiley, Stuart Smiley, right? Cargo vessel was transmitting an Arabian Gulf when a large explosion following a hit from an unknown projectile on the starboard side. I don't have any environment intact at this time. Interesting. Some news of an explosion. We'll take a look here what's happening here. Cargo vessel struck by projectile at the Strait of Hormuz. Interesting. That says a month ago. Hold on. I tell you what, man. Okay. I see it here on X here, you know. It has received a report of an incident 40 northwest of Qusar, Iraq. Says a cargo vessel was transmitting in Arabian Gulf with a large explosion following a hit from an unknown projectile on the starboard side. Interesting. Says another ship attacked off the coast of Iraq. Interesting. Strange stuff going on. What's going down? They're saying Iran quits all Pete stocks effective immediately. Is that... I never go... so many people just spit news. I mean, usually that's pretty straight up news, but we'll see. No guarantees there, right? So... interesting enough. Yeah. So anyway, is this short going to continue to dump? I mean, usually no, right? I mean, that's a multiple candles away from the 21. If we were in a pump right now, we'd say, hey, we're away from the 21. The odds of us continuing are unlikely, right? So, and you're looking for some type of bull div. It's really not there, not amazingly there. It's somewhat there. It's not amazing. And you'd look for some type of V-shaped recovery here, but Bitcoin just seems like it wants to continue to melt. It's in a melt stage. Like, this is just, look at that. I mean, that's just wrecking the longs, right? Absolute insanity. And again, if you're not just going for a quick reversal on the daily and getting stopped out here, what are you doing? Who's over here? What are you doing here? Like, my thing is, who's longing down here? You know what I mean? Like, once you've seen the I don't know. Anyway. Like, I was trying to be a hero on the daily. Like, you can understand what I was doing there. But at the same, you know, if you're not doing that, then, like, you know. And I could have had both trades open, a short and a long, because it was obviously going to dump. I mean, the odds were pretty high. Even did, last night we were saying, it looked like a bearish retest on the 1 hour time frame, and then bang. So just what I said earlier today, I would just wait for the 1 hour to make a bear flag. We might dump a little more. Maybe we go to 71.2, 71,000, you know what I mean, test that monthly. But, like, this is going to have to flag out. It's too far from the 21 as far as I'm concerned. It's so far, I believe we might even V-shape recovery out of this. This may be a bounce back to the upside. So, so either we're getting a bounce or flagging out. I don't see a continuation down right now. I really don't. I feel like the good time to sell, when you're that far from the 21, it's a dang good time to take some profits, unless you're on a bigger time frame trade. You know what I mean? You're going for something really, on the daily, something like that. So unless that's the case, no. You know what I mean? No point. So. Yeah, let's take a look at Ethereum right now and just see, it should be following BTC. And everything seems to be kind of pulling back, even Stellar, right? Okay, so I mean, when you really look at this, it's a descending triangle, like, just ugly. It does look like it may want to go lower here. And it's pretty close to the 21 on the daily, which tells me that it has legs to drop. Imagine it goes back to 15 and takes out the low. Ethereum's been a disappointment literally for the last few years. I barely go over it on the channel because at least Bitcoin's delivered some great volatility up and down. Without Bitcoin, Ethereum would have done nothing. Ethereum just went up and down when Bitcoin went up and down, but it had none of its own buzz, none of its own movement. Lost all the dominance against Bitcoin. I mean, technically, that's a slanted head and shoulder. You see it? That's likely going to dump the neckline to the head. I mean, it just... So Ethereum is in a bearish... It looks bearish to me. Flip it upside down. I mean, similar idea here. Like it's a, it could be a parabolic move to the downside. It's tough. I've been light on the shorts, so it's like, yeah. Shoulder, head, right shoulder looks, I mean, that's what I see happening. $1,500 Ethereum, right? Bitcoin takes it down. Bookmap says we're going to 70,500 right there too as well. Saying there's more to liquidate these longs. And so that's what we're seeing here for Bookmap. More liquidations to the downside for BTC. That's what it tells us. You take it for what you want. But it says we're going lower somewhere down to what, $1,500 Bitcoin? Do we enter a short right now on Ethereum? 4 hour, 8 hour, I mean, it looks like we should. Just crossing the dotted line, I've seen a massive dump come from that. I don't really trade Ethereum a lot, but it looks bearish to me. Rounded top. 1 hour even looks like it could go lower. 5 minute. A little bit of bull div right there. Kind of this swings up. That swings down. It's messy though. 1 minute below the 200. Attempting an Adam and Eve. See? Anyway, I think I'm going to wait it out. We could go sideways all day here. And then we dump tonight, 8, 9 o'clock tonight, we get the move. That's usually what, we get the Monday night is such a good time to trade. I've seen it many, many times. Just a beautiful time to trade. So Monday night looks interesting to me for a continuation to the downside. I don't know if I jump in just yet. We had a pretty big dump. If I didn't take profits now away from the 21, I'd feel weird getting in. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I'd be chasing a little bit. It's a lot of FOMO. Your emotions make you want to get in. You have to just tell yourself, not going to do that. Just not going to do that, Wow, what a dump for BTC. Let's take a look at Stellar Lumens, which was in a beautiful, tight channel. So look at Stellar. Look what Stellar did. Broke out with the stop hunt. So it gets tight, and then they just, I'm telling you, man. And it's also, it's a little high on the daily, right? It's very far away from the 21-day moving average. So even if you trade this 1 hour or the 4 hour, which it did look good. It looked like it was going to say, hey, I don't care. I'm going to get a little bump, maybe even to there, like a double top. I don't know if it was going to rip to 36. And still, if Bitcoin reversed, there's a chance it bounces back inside the pattern. But you got to look at the bigger time frames too, right? And look at that daily. It's very far from the 21-day moving average. So you kind of want to say, well, if you're real bullish, then maybe you'll do something like this. And even if you're bullish, you'll do something, you might do something like that. But that 21 has to come back to price. You're pretty overbought. Had some good hype there for DTCC. And now you're either exit liquidity or you're taking a shot at a higher time frame, a lower time frame. But you got to understand where the daily's sitting too. All right. Let's take a look at Recall. Recall. Right. Recall's in this falling wedge here. Kind of cup and handle, right? Like the look of that, right? Coming back to previous support as resistance. And I don't have the coin in my portfolio. I just look for swing trades that look interesting. This one's got a few things that I like about it. It needs to get back above the 200 on the 1 hour though, right? And 15 minutes seems to be in a bit of a flag here. Not amazing though. But it has been in this tight range. Anyway, I'm going to look at it, keep it on my radar. I think it might be too small for me, but we'll keep it on the radar. Oracle trending too as well with a massive pump. I mean, at IBM, anything Trump mentions, it rips, right? And honestly, Oracle already was hot. Someone asked about it. We were showing that it was in this falling wedge with this trend line. It could bounce. And then we found this trend line here at 160. The target for me was 226. It ripped. Oracle ripped. S&P futures continuing to do damage. Finally getting a little bit of a pullback today, but they may just continue to pump. You look at the 1 hour time frame, and they started to curve off a little bit. This flag did break out our entry there at 740. I mean, you went all the way to 7625. I feel like there's got to be a bigger pullback on the S&P. But right now, you're in a rising wedge, which is either going to have 68% of the time, this is going to dump back down to where it began. But with this SpaceX IPO brewing, as we head into June and July, I could see the S&P just going for the gusto and hitting another all-time high of 7,900. There's just so much hype on this, on everything going on right now. NASDAQ similar in the rising wedge, but, You always have to defend the position in the rising wedge. You have to know there's a 68% chance that ain't going to do its thing, no matter how hard you want it to pump, right? So that's just one thing you got to understand. But that's why you have what's called the stop loss or an invalidation point. Like if you lose this level, but I mean, look at that. It's bullish today. It's very close to an all-time high. It gets tight again. Could even kind of flatten out here and then just still break out. Still interesting on the NASDAQ. Still looks like it may go parabolic here. And, you know, there's just a lot going on. Let's take a look at IBM. It was just mentioned by the man himself, right? I mean, ripping on, and it's ripped. It ripped. I mean, the second he speaks, look at the green. Like, it's just crazy. And again, same, you could trade this stuff exactly like Bitcoin or all the stuff I show you. There's your flag. There's your 21. Yeah, it has some broken patterns because it, you know, it opens and closes. And you want to look at it on the daily. Look, I mean, it looks a lot like some of the bigger pumps, though. You're a little far away from the 21 on the daily. You don't want to be chasing, like, you know, that tells me you got to wait for that to come back above the 200. But it's definitely, you know, something that might prevail in the next 6-7 months. Follow me at CryptoLifer33. Greatly appreciated here on X. And, yeah, we're just giving you insight, different ideas. Put out a video a day and more, so jump on in. It'll blow your mind. All right, how much awesome extra data we give you if you just become a follower of mine here on X. I appreciate that. And if you want more out of what we do here, go to CryptoLifer.com. And you could sign up to the Discord and get that information. All right, we're also going to have some cool new... We're building some AI tech that's going to be really interesting. Something no one really else has. So jump on in, 99, 270, or 999. I'm here 7 days a week, no days off, pumping out charts, giving you insight, looking at you know, the NASDAQ, Bitcoin, you name it, gold, silver, and giving you some key insights. So we are looking for a short on Ethereum. I feel like it may take 5 to 6 hours to get that perfect entry. I'd like to see it go sideways in this nose. Otherwise, it may double bottom and rip up. So if we give it some time, we may not become one of the liquidated. All right. Right now, price action has stalled out a bit. Slightly. Right. I've been watching anything with a pulse, right? Any coin with a pulse out here. ORDI's been interesting. I don't know if you trade ORDI here. I want to look at it on the 15-minute here on WEEX. You can see it's in this beautiful flag here. It's above the 200. It started consolidating. I think that's worth paying attention to. All right. For whatever reason, had a nice little run up, but I'm just watching. You know, I look for consolidation and price action. I like to show you ones. Add an alert to it. It'll add to my watch list, and now it's in my alert list too. Look for that to get tight. There's a chance this does break out. They might, you know, lately I've been seeing a lot of this. Dip up, come in, then rip up, and just grab anyone that wants to trade it properly, which is kind of sad, but it is what it is, right? And I also want to see what's going on with Zcash. It's very closely related to Bitcoin. When Bitcoin dumps, it usually dumps with Bitcoin. So wow, you know, it bounced off the bottom of the trend line, showed signs of life to 596, but then, you know, collapses with the BTC price. Let's take a look at this as open-minded as we can. Zcash. When I look at it on the weekly, it tells me to make a big, you know, a real big pattern. Trend line kind of up here, this like this. Yeah, it says maybe it comes back down with a Bitcoin crash to 420. But it has a real use case. People can put their money in it and be okay with it. Someone might have like 10 mil and they were like, you know what? I'd rather save 5 mil. So they're okay with it dropping 50%. You know? It's kind of like how people will pay, they'll sell counterfeit money for less. You know what I mean? Like they'll sell you, you know, or how, I don't know how it is. I'm not a part of it. But you know what I mean? I've watched the documentaries. And they say, you know, $1 million, right, will go for, I don't know, 800 grand or something, right? So like similar idea that people might pay, they might pay a premium for privacy, and the premium might be offset by a loss of value And they don't care because it's you know, basically what they're saying is I'd rather have 5 million private than 10 million known. You know what I mean? Especially someone might have 50 mil. And they're like, you know what, let's just put 10 mil in Zcash because it can always be money that, you know what I mean? I think that use case may keep it from dumping as hard as the rest of the market. May become a strong store of value. The weekly doesn't look amazing. It's a swing failure pattern. Red tweezer top. Looks like it's going to come and test that 21, come back to 380, 385. But at that point, that's going to be that cup and handle, higher low. And that's bullish. So even if it dumps down to 320, it's still in a bullish movement here on the weekly chart. So it's something you can't deny. All right. So patience pays there though on Zcash. I think it's going to take its time. Everyone wants that hype. We had a nice little rally. Everyone felt, oh, is that alt season again? Is it going to come again? I started to post alts again. It was the first time in a long time. It may have just been a tease. We may still kind of have to wait our turn here. All right. So Zcash. All right. Hey, you never know. But you got to pay attention. Shout out to everybody here in the chat. Let me jump on into the chat. It's like crowd surfing. You know what I mean? I want to jump on into the crowd. What's going on? And hit this as live chat. You want to make sure that's live chat. I don't know why they do that. Can you please check Lab market cap now? What's the top in your opinion? Thank you. Dude, Lab just won't stop. It's out of control. Like, it's out of control. It's kind of crazy. You know what I mean? Like, are you serious? 16? Like, it just won't stop. It's pumping so hard it hurts. You know what I mean? It's pumping so hard it hurts. You know, at this point, we have to believe it's going to continue. But you got to know that you're just getting extended on these, you know, but that looks hot right now on the 15. 2289. I don't know how big it can get, man. Honestly, let's take a look at the market cap. It's a good question. And look, it's very close to its unlocked diluted market cap, you know, 6.5 to 4.69. It was 50 cents at the end of April, folks. Look at this, 4.15, 50 cents. It's done a 30x. And we talked about, I don't know when the first day I talked about Lab is, but it wasn't, you know, it was about a month and a half, 2 months ago or something like that. All right. Exactly. Lab 5-minute broke out symmetrical triangle to an ascending triangle. Moved to 2150. Yeah, it looks big. It looks nice here. High risk, high reward, though, if you go for that. Know that it could very well stop you out, you know. Just closed my Bitcoin short for 345% gains. Lifer style. Love you, man. See? People are trained to do the right thing here in the trading group, and they nail it. And they nail it. Absolute discipline. It looks like there may be another short to take tonight. That looks amazing right now. And you can see, I mean, who cares about Bitcoin? There's altcoins out here that are doing their thing regardless of Bitcoin. So. And you want to look at the website. What Lab surges past $12 amid price manipulation allegations climbs to the 12th in global. Funny, right? A new warning issued for this altcoin that was delisted. However, the price is rising. Interesting. So let's just take a look at what some thought on this. On-chain ZACPDs identified an entity allegedly connected to price manipulation of multiple tokens on the Binance Smart Chain, including Yudo Games, which suffered a dramatic 90% crash overnight. The revelation has intensified community. According, the entity in question received vested tokens from 3 BSC projects, Esports, River, and Light, through a Sabier vested contract. Nothing to do with yeah. Funny how it's there just because it's BSC, but it has nothing to do with Lab, you know. And there's yield on Lab, 49%. That's crazy. It's a multi-chain trading infrastructure for spot limits of perps with AI research engine, delivering high-performance execution and actionable strategies across surfaces. And honestly, the website was pretty cool. I connected to it. I was getting into it. You can sign in with your Google or your Apple account too as well. Social hub for crypto and friendly competition. It's pretty interesting. Lab. And it's continuing to grow pretty fast. You know what I mean? Big shout out to Michael Seller. You're funny. Hey, they only sold a very small amount. You know what I mean? It's a tiny amount. It's funny though. Hey man, he's way richer than I'll ever be, or I hope I could be as rich as him one day. But right now he's way richer than I could even imagine to be. So, yeah. Shout out to Jason Casper. Check him out. The guy's a trading maniac. I've never seen someone trade like him. Unbelievable, honestly. XLM is MM heaven right now. Oh yeah. Biddy pumping a bit. Biddy getting a little bit of a move. We're getting this double bottom on Ethereum. As I heard Jay say one day. I almost spit out my coffee. I was like, did he just say Ethereum? I didn't know who he was at the time, and I was like, Ether what? This guy's out of his mind. I was just like, yeah, I believe this is when you're that far for the 21, you've made a tweezer bottom. It's usually the end of the rally. So Bitcoin's either going to go sideways or make a massive V-shaped recovery now back to the upside. That's really what it comes down to. You know what I mean? And I've been going at these tweezer bottoms to no avail, though. Like that one. A little bit of gains there. Tiny bit of gains there with that wick, but, right? Lab, there it goes. I mean, it's looking nice. It already just broke out, went for 15. I mean, and once it breaks through that high at 1668, it can get to 2350. Man, I saw that coin when it first came out. I'd like to find the clip of when I first talked about Lab. But it was definitely like, I don't know, a buck or two. $3 I'm going to say $3 at the most. Right? So I'm looking for the 1 hour to come back to the 21 here. Usually when it rips that far for the 21, it comes back in a bit of a down trend. You know what I mean? I draw a Fibonacci from this wick to this. I look for this 618, maybe the 0.5. I look for this area, 72.5, for a bit of a, maybe a re-entry into the short. But it looks like we could get a nice little long retracement. And we got to come back to the 21-day moving average. We're too far. And usually when you're this far, you take a dump to it. You don't just go sideways because usually you're right here, then you go sideways, right? But again, who knows? Each time I remember I sold Bitcoin at 110, I'm like, wow, lucky maybe. Hey, man, as long as you took profits and you did your thing. Been here a few times now, but been quite also fun and alive. Thank you, Saw, to Basantor TV. Thank you for saying it's a great show, man. God bless you. We do everything we can to keep you entertained, keep you educated, and to keep you having fun. That's the point of the show every single day here on the channel. So may God bless the lifers and may God bless everybody here on the live. We appreciate you more than you would ever know, and we thank you so much for your viewership and for jumping on in. It's awesome. We appreciate it. Yeah, so I see Bitcoin possibly starting a move back, and I flipped this upside down, right? So just, back to that 618. I wouldn't be surprised if we kind of come back, touch that 21. It was a pretty crazy dump. So nothing goes down forever. Forever, ever? No, nothing. So we will see, but right there off the bat, Okay. Trying to see SpaceX here. I know we got it on WEEX as like a perp, right? Let's take a look. Smaller perp though. Shout out to my coin, man. Doing Damas cheese over here, right? The Beyond life, right? So let's take a look at, I think it's, space. I'm going to just put in space, and I'm going to see in a second here. But they got it everywhere. You know what I mean? it's tokenized pre-IPO all over the place. It's kind of crazy. Hold on. There we go. Yeah, and this is just a little meme that I found that looked, and to me it was just a TA. Look how tight the price action got. Told me something was brewing there. We were going to get a move back to the upside. You know what I mean? So I took a shot on it. I felt like the odds were high. And they were, right? Yeah, so you could trade this derivative of SpaceX. It's 195 though. You actually make a little more too because the price action is a smaller. It ran up. Now it's getting kind of pummeled down a little bit. But this is the pre-SpaceX IPO right here. SPCX on WEEX. All right. Pretty cool. Seems like it's reacting a little bit with BTC. So I believe Bitcoin's going to get either a sideways bear flag or a massive bounce here. The TA is telling me it's the end of the dump. And you can kind of take a breather now. And it's a good time to take some profits on the shorts. But you do whatever makes you happy. Maybe I'm wrong. And we just continue to dump in 2 seconds. And we go all the way down to here. You know what I'm saying? We kind of break it down here like the 1 minute. And we know it's all about that 1 minute time frame. Now we got to get back above the 200 moving average that whole game. And again, these are just projections. They don't need to be here, right? I'm just saying, if this does that, then we do this, you know. I like to look at the 1 minute. It's attempting an Adam and Eve. It doesn't look amazing. And at the same time, I mean, look at it, that looks more descending. Yeah, that looks like a descending triangle, really. That smaller time frames will kind of show you, if they're super bearish, you just got to listen to them. And they will roll over on you. You just got to look for bull div. I mean, you got some bull div here. That's where the RSI moves up, but price action moves down. And you can almost say you got it right. Yeah, right there. That's downward price action with upward movement here on the RSI. Even my indicators got it. But now you got to get, so now, great, you got bull div, but that's fine. You got to get above this resistance now. If you can't get above 72,000, that's now going to be, that's a resistance area now. So now the small time frames, they'll come up, but they may get rejected, cat-eared, right? You got to break through that retested, bang. Then you can get to the 21. Then we can even talk about maybe a giant inverted something, you know what I mean? I study reversals, daily reversals, basically for a living. And so I look for small time frame reaction. Gives me the why I believe we're going to go a certain way. Or why, you know what I mean? Why I take a trade or not. So right now we're looking for the 1 hour to reverse. 15 minute to reverse. We got a bullish engulfing, but we've been getting these and they don't do much. That's not engulfing actually, but that's an engulfing candle, but still. Smaller time frames are pressing. 1 hour did not get a green candle. So this could still dump a little more. The longer it dumps, the more, I mean, it's going to have to come, I'm telling you, at one point. Kind of looks like a lower high right now. 5 minute looks bearish. Yeah, 70,800 is the target for Bitcoin. $600 move. Looks likely. Defying the bull div, you just don't have not a lot of price action there on the bullish divergence. All right. What are you guys doing? Let me talk to the lifers. What are your tips, tricks, and strategies for the day, huh? What are you guys up to? Nice suit, Sammy. Hey, thank you so much. Shout out to Boston Train in the house. God bless you, man. Saying, can you check Turbo? I just came across this magazine looking for alts, possibly pumping coming. This looked interesting. I'll look at Turbo, yeah. The fact that you took that shot during this market shows you got confidence behind your TA. I guess, you know what I mean? Micro Sailor just gave us the reason to long. Just waiting for entry. You're funny. You ever take profit on the wrong trade? Just happened to me. I need stronger coffee. I've done that. I've had 2 trades open and I hit the wrong. Yes. I know. And it actually really sucks. I have to be honest. It sucks because you can't get that trade back. Especially if you have a really good entry that you've been riding and you've like worked at it and they almost got you, but you stayed in and then, oh yeah. I did it about like 2 months ago. I've only done it like 3 times, so I can remember specifically when I did it and it burned. I was like, man, I got to pay attention. This guy said he made 50% this morning, sitting back and watching. Crypto Father of 3, I love it. Bitcoin lost the plot. Mark Cuban, Learning Library, join the 99 and change your situation. Just ticks and strategies. Yeah. You're funny. No ticks and strategy, just ticks and strategy. You're funny. Just ticks and tragedy. Oh, yeah. You're funny. BASEMATE is mooning. Oh, you love your BASEMATE. And you've been telling me about it every day. And you're like, dude, why didn't you get into BASEMATE? What is BASEMATE and where can I find it? That's the thing. I think we looked at it and it had like a tiny market cap. Didn't we? And I was like, oh, no. Like 590,000. I don't know, man. The market cap's tiny, man. Of course it can moon. Funny, even alt season. They're trying to make alt season by pumping alt season, but dude, the market cap's 593, brother. You can breathe on this thing and make it moon. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'd be very careful. It does say it could continue up. The TA's okay, but I don't know. You do you, bro. I love that you're making money, though. I never want to put anyone's ideas down, so God bless you. And here we are again on the 5-minute, the 1-minute time frame between 10 and 12, going sideways. Isn't this interesting? So they've been dumping the price or pumping the price at night. Haven't you noticed this? And then it's been opening at around 9. You know, we got our open with the markets, and then we go sideways from 10 to 12. Shot of turmeric. Both are great for your health. I've been like making it a point to take a shot of turmeric and ginger 90% of my days. And I'm telling you right now, I've never felt better. I've never had more energy. You know, the markets wear me down. You know, the ups and downs of the, you know, the dopamine with the wins and the losses, that can get to your brain. I have to be honest. I think years and years of me doing it without a day off have turned my brain to mush. For sure. For sure. But hey, I've lived a good life. So there's some, you know, you pay for everything in this life. But kind of a head and shoulder, right? It just looks 70,796 for Bitcoin. Looks like a descender. Send her down, baby. Send her down, right? It's trying around this bottom. It's attempting somewhat of a messy, choppy, sloppy Adam and Eve here. We'll see. I have less faith. I really don't have a lot of faith in these bulls no more. It's the bear market. And it's a bearish time, right? So, hey, we sold the local top, remember, at 80 whatever, 84, 82. We were away from the 21. The only way I was long, and if that daily made that beautiful flag, I'll kind of take you through it. And it's kind of sad because I wanted that. It was going to be, if it did hit, it would have been such a beautiful setup. But up here, you know, when we were looking for this, and I remember I was like, all right, we're going to bounce. I remember I called the bounce, and then we got the bounce, and I couldn't believe it because I was like, oh my gosh, like, but it did right shoulder had right shoulder. That was the short right there, just to stay in all the way. Imagine staying in there though since May 15th. 2 week, right? Holding trades for 2 weeks is hard. It seems so simple, but it's not. When you look back in time, you're like, dang, it wasn't that easy as I thought it was. That looks like a short right there for Bitcoin. Like, send it to the downside. Like, it's going to dump. It's kind of slanted cat ears. I got to remind myself the 1 hour doesn't look too good, like, to take a short. It's very extended, but maybe we just dump one more dump. That's crazy. Look at the 1 hour. Just massive liquidations. And again, Michael Saylor selling. I mean, everyone thinks that's why we're dumping today. I don't, you know, whatever, bro. They sold like May 21st, 26th through 30th. They sold 32, I think it's 32 Bitcoin. It was a very small amount compared to what they got, right? Dang, they just spit it out the pattern. And there it goes, man. It did head and shoulder. Headed down to 70,800 is my target. Bookmap also suggests that we're going to go lower here. It's got 70,005 as the target. So you know what it is too, is every time we dump like this, we got to bounce. They kept flushing. Now they dump no bounce. So you're like, you know what I mean? So you're kind of weary. I'm weary to short sometimes because I'm like, yeah, they bounce it back a lot. Then they don't bounce it that time. They flush it, right? So the key is stick to the script, though. The 21s on the other side of the 200, you know, that's definitely something we might long right there. That's an ascending triangle to the upside. Hugging some bull div, but it's like elongated in a bit awkward, to be honest. Is the S&P, is the NASDAQ following this move right now? And look, Lab did double top there. And now what you do for Lab is you can kind of extend this. And you can say, okay, nice little pump. Can you go sideways now? Like if you could do this and 1, 2, 3, you hit shift, you go sideways, go to the cross, go sideways on shift. How to use, trading view. If in 2 hours, an hour and a half to 2 hours, you're right here. I mean, that's likely going to be a winning trade. It should be coming down. I mean, after a pump like that, it should be coming down, right? You'd want to see it slow itself down. That's the key, but yeah, this is likely going to hit the target. I don't see what's going to stop this dump. I really don't see anyone stepping in. I don't see a huge buy. This is likely going to continue to dump. Yeah. It is what it is. It's interesting to see the dump with the fear 29. It's kind of weird. You think the fear would be lower by now. That's a little awkward for me. They will reset it. I see it dropping pretty fast down to the low 20s, but still. And the way Bitcoin is, goes all the way back up to the 20. You know what I mean? It's like, and it's back to where it started today. And this is false move Monday. You never know. This could be the false move right back to the upside. I never trust a Monday pump or dump. I really don't. I like to observe. I've learned my lesson to observe Mondays. It's very difficult to do. Some days it's an awesome move. And you see me get roped into a trade here and there. It's not, I don't always stay perfectly disciplined, but for the most part, 90% of the Monday, I'm not going to be trading Monday. You know, I'm going to leave it alone. I'm going to let them figure out who they want to liquidate. Because what they do is they give you their cards Monday night after Monday. Because they got to liquidate people. They got to go after people. So eventually you're going to see what they use their money to do, or what the market used its money to do. And if it took a lot of people out, then you can kind of see where you stand, right? So that's why Monday actually it's kind of a gift, Monday night. Because so much action on Monday happens that it's like you have to see something. They can't go after everybody and liquidate that many people without showing some of their cards. You go what I mean? I think you know what I'm saying. So, and that's what, I think that's what makes Monday so interesting as well as so treacherous, right? Because you just never know. Shout out to the 1,000 beautiful people here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. We get the likes up to the watchers. I would greatly appreciate that. It would be the nicest thing you could do. This is basically a mom and pop business. Me and my wife, small shop here. Very small amount of employees that work with us. It's very tiny. Bunch of independent people, So just, if you love the channel, if you love what you do, if you like small business, if you like, the guy that starts something on his own and builds it, hit that like button. I greatly appreciate that. Let's get to 500 likes and more if we can. And again, what you could do is you kind of demo trade this with me, right? So But just say you were in with a stop above the high there. It's a 3-to-1 risk-reward ratio, which gives it a good ratio, right? You take that right shoulder, you get in at the top of that, you make sure you're on the other side of the 21. And then you can kind of feel how long a trade takes, too. That's a good thing about demo trading. You don't know how long a trade takes. Some people think a trade is supposed to take quicker than it. When they don't get paid, what's happening? How come I'm not paid yet? You know what I mean? They get antsy, and it's had they known and demo traded for a while, maybe they'd understand that not every trade is that fast, right? Pokemon bans the sale of graded slabs. Pokemon Center, ETPS, and anything over 1,000 plus. What do you guys think? I don't know what that means, but Pokemon got so big, man. It's so crazy how big it is. The speculation on it is insane. Grown men that spend hundreds of thousands of dollars, and I'm not even. I think it's a good idea. They explained to me how much and why they do it, right? And there's the short doing what it does. Headed down to 70,796 likely. Wow. Bitcoin, a slow bleed on the summer. And again, it wasn't selling May, it was selling, or sell the last day in May. What a way to start June 1st, though, as we kind of get into, crypto opportunities and where we could be going. Is Fetch holding? So I see, yeah, this is like perfectly going where it's doing what it's supposed to do. The signal, it's an ascending triangle upside down. It's a descending triangle. I've never seen something play out more like it's such an obvious pattern. We still see some opportunity in 2 hours. And look at the NASDAQ pumping in the last 2 hours. Just bouncing right off the 200 moving average on that 15-minute. And just looking for consolidation. Likely to invert head and shoulder here, bump back to the top of the range. NASDAQ don't care. So Bitcoin dumping on its own, nothing to do with the nasty NAS. NASDAQ having fun, actually. Let's take a look at the smaller time frames. And there, look, there it is. There's the signal. That's an ascending triangle, the 21 above the 200. Should give you a little more pump up to 35.39 for the NASDAQ, but we'll see. Bitcoin completely dumping like it should have on this descending triangle on the 5-minute time frame, 21 below the 200. And there she goes, down to the target at 70,796, 70,800 for BTC. Shout out to anyone who's in that banging short right now to the downside. Yeah. Who's in gains? Let me see them gains. How do you know something will bump hard for a few days like Lab and Hunt did? Would you like some cheese with that wine, Marty? Hey. Lifer, what's the best way to see a chart for a nice leap trade? Like what time frames? You want to make sure that the daily is oversold. Okay? A lot of times a leap trade like that comes from a coin that doesn't have a lot of information on the daily because it's new. And so you got to go to the 4-hour, the 12-hour, and you make sure that it looks oversold like it wants to move up. You're looking for low stochastics on the bigger time frame. Then you want to zoom in and look for flags on the 1 hour, the 15-minute. And you want to trade the 15-minute flags like that, right? That's yep. That's the idea. Gainitis, shout out to my lifers making gains. And people that only have been trading leverage like 2-3 years too have found a way to find gains no matter what in the market. So late May woes look to extend into June for crypto. Yeah. Let's go to zero. Dang, man, go to zero. That would be sad. I wouldn't want to see Bitcoin go to zero. Shout out to Jason, up 48K in a short. Unbelievable. It's amazing. End of May, 92K, you said. Who said? I said? I have no idea. I always said I have no idea where Bitcoin's going to go. I know nothing but the fact about ignorance. You know what I mean? Yeah. I think it's good we start the month out dumping because we only got one. You want to start the month dumping. I will tell you. Thoughts on humanity, please, and thank you. Humanity continues to rip. I agree with this man. If it is a monthly green candle, we don't want to start pumping. We want to start dumping, but man, the month is already like that. My goodness. The month has more red than we got the entire, the whole candle of last month already. Just crazy. Just started off with a bang. I mean, but I have to remember, if you've got a green month, you want to start with a dump. Then we reverse. Right? Hype up only when Bitcoin is down. Right? Super chat AMC. Why do you keep super chatting AMC? It's kind of annoying. You know what I mean? I went over it. It's in the very lows, bro. Either you're catching the bottom or you're not. You know what I mean? I don't know what to tell you there on I'll go over it, but we've gone over it every day. Yeah. Thoughts on H humanity? Yeah. Let's take a look at H. And that's a coin we've been looking at now for 2-3 months on and off, right? I mean, look at the monthly, just out of control. 3 months straight of pumping. The daily out of control. The 1 hour just ripping. A nice bear div there on the 1 hour for H. Came back. I mean, I'd have to see it make some type of flag here, right? Otherwise, it's coming back. It might even make some head and shoulder action. Shoulder, head, might make a right shoulder there. It's got to consolidate a little bit. Pull the 200 closer to price action on that 15. It's got to bounce, pull the 200 up, get the moving averages really close. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the like button, everyone. Thank you for jumping on in. I appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Yeah. Just the OGs here today. Happy to check in on the lifers. I started watching Sam's trading. Bitcoin as an excavator operator today. Finance degree. Shout out to my man, Crypto Antonio. God bless you. Thank you for jumping on in. A lot of people have been watching the show for a long time, and I appreciate that. I can't even believe I've been alive as long as I have, for years now. It's a bit absurd. Yeah. But I appreciate it, and it means the world to me that everyone would hold me down. Especially in these tougher times, man, when the markets are just... I mean, they're actually good, too, though. There's big money to be made in the stock market, so... At the base of member AI agents, right next to Banker and Elsa, both in the tens of millions, and BASEMATE is undervalued. Interesting. You might be onto something, bro. Right? Live, are you seeing this attack on U.S. base in Kuwait on X? Oh, no. Oh, no. And again, too, and that's another thing, right? Oil goes back up. War enhancing. Dang. Funny. I want to see what's going on. There's always something brewing. Hey, remember, every government has underground governments and other people doing things behind the scenes, saying it's this person and that person. We're always being manipulated by intelligence agencies. Remember that. Just remember that, man. They have the scope of what's happening above us. I always talk about like this. Say there was a man who lived in a small village and he knew about he could climb higher than everybody else. And he saw this tree and he would climb high. And he would sit there and he would watch the village. No one would know he was up there. He said he'd go for a walk. They wouldn't know where he went or whatever. And he would watch the village. And he'd write things down. And eventually he knew the goings on and the movements of almost everybody. But no one else did. That's like the beginning of CIA, right? And again, think of how he could manipulate or what he could do with that knowledge. Just that knowledge. Just having an aerial view of the whole village when no one else did. Now, what if you have data centers and you're mining all the information on our phones, where we're going, what we're doing, what a usual person does, the average movement of a human, and you're kind of plotting us. And look at all that data you can have, and that gives you an edge. And I don't have the access to that data, but you do. So intelligence agencies are manipulating us no matter what. I mean, and it's human nature to take that information and use it again and use it for your own advantage. So whoever has closer access to that information, just because, think about it, you're going to do what helps you. You know what I mean? You're going to do what helps you as a human being. And if you have information that helps you, you're going to use it. All right. Iran launched a ballistic missile at the U.S.-operated Alim Air Base in Kuwait around May 8th, 8:30. Will follow up missile drone attacks today, June 1st. Kuwait air defenses intercepted the missile before direct impact, but falling debris struck the base. Minor injuries to 5 U.S. personnel and contractors. Destruction of an MQ Reaper drone. Severe damage to another, each worth $30 million. Iran claimed a successful strike on the base, which says it was used for attacks on Iran. No major structural damage or deaths were reported. This was retaliation for U.S. strikes on Iranian military drone sites. Tensions remain high, with ongoing reports of new Iranian attacks on Kuwaiti airspace today. Most intercepted again. The base was affected, debris hit, but not directly destroyed by a missile impact. So there you have it. Over 50 banks joined SWIFT faster cross-border payment framework. It's funny how SWIFT's trying to stay in the forefront. Confirmed 50 major banks will implement crypto rails for cross-border. Yeah. Also, SWIFT is going to use crypto rails. Yeah, they handle over 150 trillion annually, for sure. I mean, how the big banks move money around the world. SWIFT sucks. I mean, you don't know where the money is. You press the button, it takes, either you know it's going to be there, but you can't even track it. Once you send a wire, you just trust that the wire's on the way. Like, they don't show you any internal banking, right? Iran just halted all peace talks with the U.S. over Israel. Looks like a breakthrough is officially off the table, right? And remember, Strategy sold 32 Bitcoin worth $2.5 million, and he bought bonds instead of Bitcoin. So much fun to watch. I mean, you got to do what you do for your shareholders, right? Our goal is to make Strategy the best credit instrument in the world. And he'll do that, Anyway. Crazy what's going on, man. Craziness. Terrence Howard, Bitcoin death prediction, right? Talking about how it could go to absolutely zero. U.S. inflation data and Iran tensions. Howard shared his skepticism on March podcast, rejecting a $25 million Bitcoin deal over ties to shaky dollars. Streamer Clavicle called it garbage in Iran, while Beeple posted art of Bitcoin tombstones dated, right? Yet fans point to history of survival doomsdayers, ETF and adopters like El Salvador. Bitcoin is dead again. Yeah. I mean, you don't want to buy an asset when everyone loves it. Happy to say you want to buy an asset when people aren't paying attention to it. When the fear is low or the fear is high. I still can't believe it's at 29. I think with a dump like today, we'd have a higher fear, right? And look at that NASDAQ just doing its thing on the 1 minute time frame, continuing to pump, does not care about BTC. I see humanity. I want it to just consolidate. It might make a right shoulder. I'd be careful chasing it today. Nice look at Bitcoin came right back. How funny is this? Look, so it dipped and then it came back. I'm not in a live trade right now. Look at that. Something told me not to short it. It's Monday, man. Would have been a great place to probably take some profit halfway to the target. Maybe would have moved the stop loss. You got to move the stop loss to break even. If you're going to trade small time frames, here's my 3 keys and tips and tricks, okay? You're going to trade small time frames. All right. So you're going to trade small time frames. Here's the deal. This is what you got to do. Number 1, I don't always go for the target because it's volatile and things go up and down as fast as they can. The second I have some protection on that price action, meaning I'm that far, maybe this far, that far away from my entry, the stop loss is going to break even as soon as humanly possible. Number 1 rule. Stop loss to break even as soon as possible. It's okay to just pay some fees and get stopped out a little bit above entry and not hit the gain. That's okay, because that means you're taking shots with minimal losses. You know what I mean? You're basically keeping your armor from getting hit. That's really good. Number 1 is moving the stop loss to break even as soon as humanly possible. Number 2 is being okay with not making money but not losing on those trades. Okay, by protection. And number 3, main thing here is to know that dang well 90% of the time I'm not going to sell the target. I'm going to sell whatever feels good. And what does that mean? Well, that means if I'm in the trade and I see a massive dump, Say I'm in there and I'm going for 1,000 for 3,000. And within like, let's say under 10 minutes, I'm up $1,500. I think it's pretty smart to take some profit. So the speed of the trade, if the trade goes very fast, I know it's a usually unsustainable move that's going to go very fast the other way. Look at this. Now they're up. Now they're down again. Pump and dump and pump and dump. And you could say, is it this? Is it doing a pump and dump of this channel? Bearishly retesting this trend line. And they just went after the late shorts. You see, people that just were indecisive said, I'm going to jump in now or now or now or now. Oh, yeah, I'm going to get in now. I'm going to, if you bought a red candle, you just got flattened. You can't buy red. You can't buy green. You can buy red if you're longing. You can buy green if you're shorting. You understand? Aha. Like right now, you buy that to long it, it becomes the higher low and it rips. You got to learn to love a red candle. They use red because they want to scare you, right? Why red? But why red? Why does down have to be red? Why does up have to be green? You could say we stop the car at a red light. We pump it at a green light. So you could say, okay, it comes from acceleration. And this is speed, price action, moving, right? You could say it comes from traffic lights. But why? Why do they really use red and green? Green is euphoric. It makes you want to do the wrong thing. Red is wrong. Makes you want to, you know what I mean? It's kind of like danger. I think it's psychological. Some people change the colors of the candles for that reason. So it becomes a different version of it. And maybe it helps. Maybe I'll do that one day. Right now, I just kind of stick to the way I've been trading. Could have been the bearish retest entry there. And now what you do is you kind of move this over and you can kind of start suggesting you're in another pattern completely. I'm just always projecting. I don't know if I'm correct or not. I don't have to be. I'm not trying to be right. Just showing you guys how my mind works. Maybe it's not the best. I don't know. I want everyone to understand I never claim to be the greatest ever. I never claim to be the best. I'm someone that shows up more than most people. That's all I got. You know what I mean? And it has panned out for me over time. I love this saying, I worked really hard, had no results. Worked really hard, had bad results. Like things didn't go well. Like worked really hard, but still got no, didn't happen. Worked really hard, got good results. You don't really have a choice but to work really hard. Because you're not going to get good results by not working hard. That's a fact. You may get bad results or no results. You're not guaranteed good results. But you're definitely not going to get them if you don't work hard. So you have no choice. It's basically like you can't get a fish unless you go fishing. Doesn't mean you're going to catch the biggest fish in the world. Right? You see what I mean? So, but you got to go fishing if you want to catch a fish. Once you break down things for what they are, you realize that you don't really have a choice in life. Not many people do. None of us do. Like, you don't have a choice to be negative in life. You can't be negative. You don't have a choice because you're stuck inside your brain with your mind and your body. And to be negative in that system is going to suck. We all live inside a brain. I don't know you. We're not all exactly the same, but we're pretty dang close. We all live inside a skeleton with a brain. And to talk negatively to yourself creates cortisol. It's actually a chemical. And to be chemically induced to hurting yourself over time by your own mental state is just not going to get you to the next level. It's going to be very hard. So you don't have a choice. You got to stay positive. No matter how negative it looks, no matter how bad the day is, no matter how much stress you're underneath, no matter how many trades you've lost, no matter how much money you're down, you don't have a choice. You have to stay positive. There's no other choice in life. Don't you get it? Once you figure this out, if you've been hit like I've been hit, your parents died both your parents died on the same year that you were very close to, that you loved, you had just moved home to be closer to them. You were gaining a new relationship with your dad and your mom. Things were kind of changing. You were starting to become a different person. You became successful. You wanted to share that success with your parents. You were really excited to show them that you had become a disciplined man that had changed his life. And next thing you know, they die right when you're about to hit like a peak in your life where you're about to show them that things are just going amazing. And they both pass away. And one of them, both of them tragically, one of them while they're talking to you on Thanksgiving Day, right? I don't want to make you feel bad for me. I just want you to understand that I came to the realization that I had no choice but to stay positive. It wasn't up to me. It wasn't an option. You know what I mean? I have to think positively. When I get off the stream today, I have to think, hey man, the biggest thing is going to happen to me in the next week. Something great is happening to my channel. I'm going to make the biggest video that's going to connect, and I'm going to move the needle. Something good is going to happen. Something big is going to happen. I'm going to create it. I'm going to pull it in. I'm going to attract it into my life. I'm the opportunity. We can, we will, we are the best. You can, you will, you are the best. We got to fight through the negativity. We got to fight through the bad trades. We got to fight through the toughness. We got to find our discipline. We got to trade our trading days that make sense. Monday is treachery. Look at what happened already. You know, we have to stick to our consistent things that keep us consistent. We got to stay away from things that don't keep us consistent. When I open up trades with no stop loss, it ends in pain for me 90% of the time. When I open up a trade in a stop loss, I lose exactly what I said I was going to lose, and I feel fine. Or I win what I said I was going to win, or I move my stop and I protect. You know what I'm saying? It's so important that we stick to the script. So look at the NASDAQ making another flag now. Just looking like it's going to continue to pump. Let's take a look at MU. And you'd be in that money if you took that NASDAQ call. Right? I just want to see if that's the same price. Yeah, 1,033 inside the flag. Micron Technologies. Yeah. That's what's cool too, is when you trade the perpetual, the tokenized perpetual, it actually has to fill like this fills. Dude, this looks like it could blast. I know I'm looking at the 1 minute chart, so it could be a scalp, but dang, MU looks like it goes to 1,100. And these things are in like just September. This thing was $1.50. It does a 10x to $1,000 a share. Micron Technologies, right? SanDisk just out of control. Is it actually going to pull back at any point? I mean, they're breaking out of the rising wedge now, like kind of like the S&P and the NASDAQ. I mean, that's another parabol. Like, this is getting crazy. And I remember this dude told us to ape SanDisk at 1,200, 1,100, and it continues to rip. This thing was just in March, the beginning of March, it was $500. It's done a 3x in 3 months. Like, stock market is out of control. And guys, you guys any tickers you want to tell me about? Teach me the way. Any tickers you guys trade in the stock market? I'd love to go catch some snooker redfish. Sounds amazing. One time I got crabs while fishing. You're funny. Taught little cousins to fish yesterday. Thank you, Sammy. Ton broke out ripping. I still hold Bitcoin. Just pause on trading it and giving back to my business. That's matter the most. Amen. No ticky, no laundry. You're funny. Thorn and thistles. It's not about feeling bad. It could make a difference for someone hearing these stories. I grow, you grow, we all grow. Amen. I was going insane with my business problems. Fires all around, and I tune into this. I instantly feel better. Thank you, Lifer fam. Hey, that's awesome. Amen. Great advice, my friend. Shout out to Crypto Face in the house, man. God bless you, man. I didn't know you were there listening. Don't gamble. That's your day to play. Play what you were prepared to lose. Yeah. Hey, Sammy, keep spreading positivity and the word of God. God bless you, man. Thank you. Shout out to Crypto Face with the $50 super chat. Holding me down, man. CRWV, sell your house. It's funny. Stock market out of control. Here we are in crypto. Yeah. Exactly. Dumb all crypto stocks. Easy money. I know, right? Check out Knock. I trade. Yeah, exactly. Nokia. I mean, anything he's mentioned. Yeah, he's mentioned Nokia recently. It's up huge. To me, though, they've kind of done their pumping. You know, we don't want to jump in on the highs. Nokia Corp. But I mean, look at that. I actually had it in a bit of a flag there, you can see, but it is getting extended. But I guess it doesn't matter. You can trade, you can buy, you can ape the highs now. I agree with you totally. Positivity and hard work negatively cost me a lot, and it stopped me from working hard. I am positive now, and I got an opportunity to represent a large property developer. Yeah. Someone said Dual is a sleeping giant. Let's see there if we have it on WEEX. Dual. On the NASDAQ, Dual X, mutual funds, Alabama, tax-free income? No, right? I think I remember Dual in crypto, I thought. Sounds like it would be some gaming coin or something, right? $26 million market cap, very tiny. It's only on like a few exchanges. I'll go to Dex Screener and just look at it here. See what's happening now. $27 million market cap. Interesting. Clean Spark just keeps grinding. Oh, yeah. It's insane, too, what's happening there. And, you know, that's what I wanted to see happen for Mara. No dice for Mara. Yeah, we saw it in this flag. Clean Spark. I had the target there at 18. 21 above the 200 on the 4-hour time frame. Gone, baby, gone. Just so crazy. The daily even showed you, hey, you cross that 200, you make a flag. Boom. CRWV. I think you're onto something here. And thank you. Yeah, Sui looking weak. Well, Sui had an issue in the last, I think, month. They had two outages on their chain. And that people don't like that, man. That ain't cool, bro. And so there's a lot of big influencers that, you know, posted it down. And then even Face had a big short on it, which if it gets to 50 cents, he's gonna make like $500,000. So I'd love it to do it because, hey, man, that dude's a nice guy, man. So he should win that. Look at TMC Sky, you know, Life is Forever. Look at RDW. CRWV looks like it could be the one, man. You might be onto something here. Hasn't made the run yet. It's kind of right where what we just talked about was, you know. Skipping my mind for a second here. Funny, Lord Abbott influence lifer. You're funny, man. Yeah, look at TMC Metals Company, SIOC. I mean, I like that it's consolidating on the daily there. You see that? I don't love that it like broke out, came back inside. A little messy. 3-day chart getting tight. You know, and the 21 right there. Can you bounce off that 200? 1552. Nike by about 742. Yeah. Sammy, which website do you check your fear and greed index at? Alternative.me. That's the one I use. I don't use the one on CoinMarketCap. They have one there. You can go to the top of the CoinMarketCap there and we can look at it. I compare them now, just, you know, 31, 29, pretty close, but this is my guy, though. This is my guy. And they got useless here on WEEX. On the daily there. It's in a bit of a flag on the 1 hour time frame. Does look like it may start to pump though. This was pumping when stable was pumping. Useless stable, right? BBAI, Big Bear AI. Wow. Palantir's old school. Let's say, I mean, Palantir's been hot. Oh, wow. Bitcoin tanked, man. Couldn't hang, man. We didn't get that reversal. The short prevails. Crazy. Look, it was a bearish retest. Back in and came right back down again. Yikes. I mean, the short says stay in until 70,500, 70,800. I was just seeing if we could get that reversal. We tried to get it. Cup and handle, no love, man. Just resistance for Bitcoin. I'm in BBAI at $4. Yeah, let's take a look at Palantir for crypto fees. It's interesting. I mean, when you look at it, it looks like it's going to pump on the 1 minute. The stock market looks incredulously bullish on the smaller time frames right now. Almost everything looks like it's going to bounce. I remember Palantir didn't look amazing on the bigger time frame. Let's take a look, though. We know it's like the Peter Thiel baby, right? It's like, I mean, look at it. It broke out technically on the weekly. Tight moving averages. 3-day charts on the 21 above the 200. You can say it already retraced back down on the Fibonacci to a very close to a 618 golden pocket. I feel like it hit the 618 right there. Makes sense. People would front run it. I mean, this thing's going to likely 350. It says it's going to go there by like May 5th of 2027. Is that true? Like May or April of 2027? But just like it went here from 2024 all the way, it looks like it's going to go on another rally to the upside. It looks, there's just nothing, I don't know, it doesn't seem like it's going to stop. Have a little bit of a pullback, maybe possibly at that daily 200. I'll have to retest the 21. It's a little far from the 21 there, and it's at resistance. So once it comes back down, though, like it's probably going to be the next buy zone, right? Bang. And it just got to stay outside this trend line. If it goes back inside this trend line, then everything I said is invalidated. It could come back, you know. But right now, I mean, it looks pretty bullish to me. Adam and Eve double bottom. You see this Adam and Eve double bottom on the daily time frame, and it did exactly what it was supposed to do. There's a neckline. You draw the neckline to the head, you flip it up. That's where it was supposed to go. It's crazy how this stuff plays out. There's your Adam and Eve, man. They, you know, the traders and the bots, they all saw the Adam and Eve. They traded on it, right? Neogen, longs paid trader V. Yeah. Ondo, please. I'm afraid it's going to end up like SWE chart. Dude, Ondo looks like garbage. I sold on my Ondo because it never seemed to move the way I demanded it. It never did it. You know, and I eventually was like, you know what, I'm done. I'm done believing in this RWA nonsense that Ondo they keep saying they're there. They keep saying, but the price action seems like they're getting retail the hype every time they get a hype on Ondo. Someone is selling off on Ondo. I don't know what's going on. Hyperliquid way better call than Ondo, seriously. So look, there's a cup and handle there for Neogen. And if I look at the daily on it, I like that. I mean, it's just above the 200, touching the 21. So I don't know, man. I feel like we should just start trading the stock market, but Neogen looks like there's some gains there. You may be onto something. And I was saying, if we turn the show into the trading lifer, you know what I mean? Because it's like crypto's cool, but it isn't as cool as it used to be. Man, what happened? Are we going to become trader face? Trader face, right? You know what I mean? It's just like, I'm not a quitter. I like to stay strong when everyone else jumps out. That's kind of my strong point, is to be independent. I don't follow the herd. But that's a Sammy cup and handy there on Neogen. And again, I don't care the asset. It trades just like we learned how to trade BTCC. Nothing changes. It's all the same sauce. And thank you guys so much. Give me more tickers, man. I appreciate it. I consider this a lot. Trader face or CF trades. I don't know. I know, right? Because, dude, like, we're just like, The algo is not loving it. You know what I mean? But if we just like look at all the trader guys, they're doing damage. They're doing amazing. Their channels are ripping. More people are joining all their offers. It's just like LIFRX. Check out RKLB if you want to look at a stock. Been selling off lately though. And BFLY. BFLY Iron Butterfly, CBOE, or the Butterfly Network on the New York Stock Exchange. Okay. And why do these things get sold off so bad in 2020? I see something here. I mean, that's interesting. The Butterfly Network. This reminds me of the Butterfly Effect by Jim Carrey, right? Dude, I can't believe you actually listened to me, CryptoFace. I thought people just jumped on in. I didn't know people actually listened to my show. Like, lately, I guess my ego's been deflated a bit. I just been going through a lot with my leg, my foot, just no excuses. Maybe it's just, I don't know, maybe it's just the human endeavor, man. Like, we all go through ups and downs. For real, we're getting punished right now on the algos, 100%. It's like, and we're still holding, you're holding damn near 1,000 people a stream. I'm holding 1,000 people a stream. We're still doing damage, but it's like, we're working our butts off. You're trading $5 million positions. You know what I mean? It's like, Fluence Energy, strong upside coming due to batteries being needed in the short term, and other energy sources are online for these data centers. I like it. Dude, we got some smart people here. Sam, take a look at Dwave, QBTS. And Sean, please put all these tickers in the list. I want to get a list of these tickers after the stream. D-Wave Quantum Inc. I'll be honest, I mean, this is like altcoins used to be. The stock market's where the altcoins are now. Like, we can't keep, you know what I mean? Doesn't mean we're going to still watch the altcoins. When there's time, we'll get in. But man, look, this is about to pump. It's in a flag above the 200 with the 21 coming in. I don't know much about this, but this looks good to me. Let me put this on a watch list. And dang, man, we just went over a bunch of interesting plays in the stock market. You guys are smarter, man, than me. I'm saying RDI went up. Space economy that provides crucial infrastructure technology for NASA and SpaceX. Analysts believe it'll go up with SpaceX IPOs, and SpaceX was tech made by RDW. And I gave you guys a few the other day too. Redwire on the 4 hour. A lot of these are down too. Like, I mean, they're up here, but they're not like soaring. They're not like this. You know, this one actually just did a pretty big pump. So someone must have done a news analysis on it and got it going. But I'll say something, and I'm just amazed that someone will actually come back with a conversational piece in the comment section as if they've actually listened to me for more than 5 minutes straight. I find that unbelievable. Yeah, this one, I just want to see it reconnect to the 21. But yeah, I mean, what I like about it is it has the narrative, and then we can kind of creep on where price should go. Right? Yeah, and another guy giving us Rocket Lab Corp. You guys gave us this here in this cup and handle. We talked about it there and said it would go up. Like when someone I did a pretty good analysis on it. Wow, that thing's gone. It was 59. Now it's, wow, this whole thing is crazy. Right? Rigetti is another one. Rigetti Computing Inc. So they had these massive run-ups. This one had a massive sell-off. But now it's getting back above the daily 200. 4 hour looking for that 21. I mean, this is it. I just go through, this is it. It's your first time tuning into the live, or DM us on X at WEEX Official with your WEEX ID number for a chance to win a customized WEEX leather Letterman jacket. Thanks to your friends at the LIFRX. MNE, NLR, all nuclear power plants. And I like nuclear power, man. They try to scare us from it, but it's actually amazing. Right? Back above the 200 on the 4 hour. Creeping up. NLR. VanEck Uranium Nuclear ETF. Okay. Northern Lights Research Corp. Was that in the Canadian Stock Exchange, though? Funny. Sounds like it's a marijuana company. I don't know. Northern Lights Research Corp. NEO. ARCA. Yeah, this is kind of, I like this. This is like a basket of nuclear energy. Right, on the 4-hour, making a bit of a flag. Been in SAS since 18, holding strong around 40, 50 level. Also think of data centers look to nuclear energy for cheaper power source. 100%. Now we're talking. Shout out to AZ Welding. We got to be ahead of the curve. Where is money going? How is copper going to be involved in all this? I see the price of copper expanding. I bought 10 copper ounces yesterday just as a memorandum at a jewelry store. It was tiny. I bought something else, but for my wife, she wanted some earrings or something. But then I got the copper ounces. So, dude, this looks like it could break out nicely on the 4-hour. Poet is replacing copper in AI data centers. Poet Technologies. But what are they replacing copper with? What do you mean? You know? I'm long on Simrise and DDNSY. I bought new AII options the other day. We up, baby. CLOVE is looking good, too. Dang, man. See? Like, you guys, like, obviously want AI. Like, this show today has changed forever. You know what I mean? Oh, they actually called Hyperliquids ETF PER, which was that was the meme coin on it, you know. Takes a lot of diesel to mine copper, and that diesel is expensive. How to get zero fees on me. And check out the service now. AI defense stock recently bought by Trump. Congress in charge of contracting AI infrastructure. $5 billion buyback announced. Replacing it with fiber optics, CPS technology. CLOVE is looking good. CLOV. Clover Health Industries. Is that really what it is? The thing's out of control. Bounced off the 21 in the flag, see? See how my strategies are going to play out on the stock market? You just got to have the patience and the plan. That's all. This is still bullish. It'll flag out here and then possibly continue. Target there is 525. Check out SMR, nuclear stock. Sean, I'm really going to need you to write down all these tickers and not miss one. And also, when you make the tickers, can you also make a list for me so I don't have to go to the tickers? And like as you do the tickers, write them down, you know, in your Discord, wherever you can, on a Word document, and then send them. And I'm going to make a whole list of these without having to think. You're going to save me from thinking. I'd appreciate that, Sean. The less I have to think, the better. Okay, the more you can save my brain. Bounce back goes all the way up to 18. We find gains when we can, Sammy. UNCF from my boy. Hey, are you enjoying the stream? Show your appreciation. Hit the like button. Software stocks. Fig, Viva, CRM, Zeus, Adobe now. Interesting. MNTK. Hasn't really pumped. Looking bullish. Montauk Renewables. I like that name. Starting to get kind of busy on that 1 hour. Just got to the daily 200. Yeah, and you look for the 4 hour above the 200 and you look for that flag. Kind of almost looks like it's in a bigger flag here, but we'll see. Your strategy's been working well for AXTI on the NASDAQ. I mean, look, that thing just ran up. $20 all the way to 142, 7x since February. So, I mean, the stock market is just out of control. Should have just stopped trading altcoins and Bitcoin and just started trading the stock market. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. I feel like I'm too towards the end of the bigger rally. Now it's time to maybe switch back to Bitcoin. PGY, what a team, this group. You guys are amazing. You see this old Bitfarm stock called KEEL now. I'll put alert on this puppy too here. KEEL, K-E-E-L. Let's take a look. KEEL infrastructure. Dang, man. Like, what the heck? Like, 279 to 6. Like, it doesn't matter what it was. Like, dang. You guys got bangers out here. I think someone asked about PGY already. Pagaya Technologies. So, wow, a lot of these had the initial AI run-up, and then they crashed in September. And now we're getting the next wave. I see what's happening. I'd be surprised. I mean, there's cup and handle. Maybe it makes a right shoulder, but this pumps up to that 200. I believe it's going to gap up to 22, 23. And then Bitcoin just, oh my gosh. Just completely collapsed. I mean, that's what it said it was going to go to, right? We were waiting for 70,800. We're at 70,009 now. Bookmap suggests we were going lower. It was all set up for the dump. My thing is the 1 hour is just that far away. You can't. It's unsustainable, just like a pump. Yeah. I got a whole list, dude. Sean Don, email me those, dude, at CryptoLifer CryptoLifers@gmail, and I'll start pumping them out. Yeah, going back on the stream, taking notes, right? I'm in OKL and SMR for nuclear energy. Honestly, I was convinced crypto was going to be the newest thing. And now I'm realizing, like, I gotta pivot to save my life, man. You know, like, I gotta find the exchange I want to trade on now. There should be support here soon, and I am bearish. I know, right? This community is an amazing way to build something incredible, Sammy. Thank you, man. God bless you. This is just a place where you can get good information, man. That's all. I'm trying to create a place where you can come every day and get good information. If I show up every day, hopefully I can create consistent people. Consistent people can help consistent people. We can all be consistent together, right? CryptoLifers@gmail with an S. CryptoLifers@gmail. Yeah. Nothing goes straight down. I know. I got you, man. I have a small email I sent about options. Thank you. I think I got that email. I wasn't sure, but you know. I use Webull and Fidelity. Interesting. I got a Webull account. I left the passcode at my other house. I remember now. Right. Trade on WEEX. Yeah. I notice ARB is falling much slower relative to previous Bitcoin drops. Arbitrum, right? I mean, it's used for Tether, right? Like just like US Tether, they have USDT Arbitrum, and a lot of people use it because it's very inexpensive. I just use TRC, man. I think it's the best. It's fastest. You don't have to think about it. The option's there every time, so. Interesting. Yeah. No, I just like trading spot stocks. Honestly, I was a spot stock trader for a long time. There's big money to make spot. You don't have to trade leverage on stocks. You don't really, you know. Yeah. Moving back to TradFi. I mean, we got a lot of TradFi too on WEEX, so we could trade a lot of TradFi on WEEX as well, right? So. But, dude, I like to see this. No, I just want to know. I mean, this is where new tech is moving, right? So it's an interesting idea. I mean, it's just they're going to use nuclear because the data centers are getting too big. They want to use nuclear. So that's, you know what I mean? That connection is there. That's a good narrative, right? Next move landing. And I'm not done. I'm still going to trade BTC every single day. I'm not done. There's still great volatility out of Bitcoin. It moves well, right? We just, you know, it's good to always have options and always have a plan and never stay planted in the same place. That's right. Bitcoin completely dumping, collapsing on the day, as it said it would, out the descending triangle. It wasn't like this was a shock to us, right? We recognized that the 5-minute was going to continue to dump out this descending triangle. They barely retested it, sent it, and now it's hitting that target, 70,485 for BTC. What I don't get is how far that 21 is from the 1 hour now at this point. It's an unsustainable dump. Straight line, like that's crazy. Like that's nuts. What goes up must come down. Like that's, you know. So we hit the smaller firm target. BOOKMAP still says that there's more downside coming down to 69.8. It ain't done yet. You know, and so you just keep moving with the smaller time frames. They're going to continue to either make descending triangles. You're going to make a descending triangle, or you're going to try to a V-shaped recovery. It's kind of simple stuff. And so you project both ideas, right? And you either ape in the bottoms and look for the bounces, which I think is kind of dumb, you know, but you can do it. Or you wait for these channels to fill out and keep the shorts going. And that's how you can tell what's going to happen for the rest of the day. At one point, the 1 minute is going to show a reversal. You're going to get a tweezer bottom on the 15. And the 1 hour has to come back to the 21-day moving average. Right? And whether you took profits at 71,000, 70,650, it's as long as you got something out of the short, you're okay. Everyone thinks they get mad when they don't get the whole thing. It's okay if you don't get the whole thing. All right? Just make sure you get a piece. Like today, I barely got anything. It's okay. I could beat myself up about it. And all I could do is say, what's the point of that? You know what I mean? I'm taking a little trading break. I'm getting my mind right. That's good. Thank you, Sam. I took profits of the shorts and I made 700. Shout out to Crypto Weirdo who made $700 today. Rave Song record similar. He's with them. Made gains, man. So, are there any wire holders? Wire's interesting. Is that global copper miners? Are we talking that, or are you talking wire on? I mean, that looks like it's about to do damage. Look at that. Like, send that to the... I mean, that's amazing. So, Global X Copper Miners ETF. I don't know if that's what you're talking about, but copper looks like it's about to rip. I see copper about to double up. ASTS has ripped. You're waiting for the signal on the pullback. I mean, yeah, bear div on that 5 day. What I would do is I would just run this trend line up. See if you can kind of keep it. I don't know. Yeah, a little sketchy right now. It's got to consolidate a little bit. Maybe it's not that bad. Maybe it's smaller, but it's got to consolidate a little bit more. It's going to take its time. Might take till August till you get a bigger move. All right. Okay. Thank you, sir. Took profits of the shorts. Hey, God bless you, man. Yeah. Shorting is harder without any pumps. You're funny. And I'll be in the trading group throughout the day to kind of keep you guys updated. If there's more shorts, if I see a reversal, I'll keep it kicking. Shout out to everybody on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Thank you for the super chats. God bless everyone that hooked us up today. Jason Casper and CryptoFace both have great channels. Check them out. Awesome people, nice people. Always giving back to the space, man. Shout out to anyone that gave today. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. I appreciate it more than you would ever know. Shout out to all the likes. Hit the likes, man. Let's get to 500 likes. I'd greatly appreciate it. And shout out to all the beautiful people here on the stream. Thank you so much for jumping on in. Everyone, as we end the stream, I want to say thank you so much for the opportunity to be live every single day, to use this microphone for positivity, for learning, education, and to help out. If you use any of my links, thank you so much. They help out the channel. They help me stay live. I don't have a big investor. There's no one behind me. Just me and my wife every day, and I've been able to do this for 5 years every single day. I'd love to do another 5. Each and every one of you help me go through, help me push, so I appreciate that every single day. Everyone, I love you. Thank you so much. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. You can find out when I post my next video. Remember, if you came to the channel, then you're already doing the right thing. Crypto is life, you know what I mean? God bless you all. Thank you so much. Shout out to WEEX and everybody here that made this show amazing. God bless you all. Thank you so much. The secret to success, I got it. I figured it out. I know how to become successful. You know what it is? It's getting started.